Okay.
Yay!
Okay, so usually there's a podcast before the podcast, and we were we're having fun talking about the crazy things happening all over the world. Chris was talking about a village in the UK wanting to become an American state, join America. What's behind that story, Chris?
It's too unbelievable to even talk about. So we're gonna put it up on the screen.
Okay.
It's just we're spreading, and we're not even doing the spreading.
I am in the picturesque English village of Piddington in Oxford.
By the way, I love these English villages. Absolutely gorgeous. The only thing that's wrong is our American trucks would not fit down our roads.
Yeah.
And what's happening here is insane. So they are going to have a referendum on declaring independence from the United Kingdom and potentially asking to join the United States of America. Let me start with some context. Piddington lies around 5 miles to the northeast of Oxford and has a population of just 350. The village has a church, parts of which date back to around 1300, a village hall, and used to have a pub of over...
Tony in the chat early.
Whoop, whoop.
Tony! Woohoo! Yeah!
Hey, Tony!
Yeah, we're maybe if we have time, we'll talk about Lindsay Clancy, because that has become an epidemic of insanity. It just doesn't make any sense what's going on right now with that situation. But let's keep going with this. This is now closed. It's so quintessentially British, it feels like it's fallen off a postcard. So why would it be about to ask to join the United States? The answer is the UK government wants to put around 1,200 male asylum seekers on a disused military site on the edge of the village against the wishes of local residents. On July 4th, a date not chosen by accident, the village voted by 96% to hold a referendum in September on independence from the United Kingdom, which according to Parish Council Chair Tim McNally could be followed with a formal application to join the United States. I spoke to Tim about his plans.
Very simply, on the 29th or 26th of June, we were presented with a statement offered by the Home Office of this United Kingdom requesting us to take 1,250 single males on a sign-in, sign-out basis for an asylum site. Our village is only 268 adults and 46 children. We don't have the infrastructure, the scalability, the proportionality to support such a demand upon our village. We're 7 miles from the nearest town. There are no paths or pavements to walk to. And we just knew that the consequence of such an activity would have a devastating impact upon the quality of our lives and the lives of our children. There would have to be a paradigm shift in how we manage what we do. Kids right now are happy to walk around on the streets on their own, going from friends' houses, cycling.
All right, so we got the gist of it. What?
So a village in a country all the way across the pond. A country, by the way. Yeah, the Great Pond. A country, by the way, that used to be the colonizer of North America. One of them wants to join the United States. And then we have a province in Canada wanting to secede as well and join the United States.
Again, we're going to conquer the world with that kind of stuff, and that's just us being us, okay?
Yeah, we're not even doing anything like that.
We can push the wokies back down, okay? And push them
America
back down.
is the great colonizer. You people are very, very colonial in nature.
We're so good, we don't even have to do anything.
Let me break out the African. Because it's look, when you have something that's working and everybody sees how crazy the world can be, they want sanity, and they're looking at what's going on in the United States and they're like, that's what we want, that's what we had, that's what we want it back, and we're willing to trade countries. People vote with their feet.
Exactly. And, I can't even blame that village. They're he said 247 adults and less than 50 kids. how the heck are they supposed to support like 1,200 asylum seekers, which we all know aren't actual asylum seekers? How are they supposed to support that? Like, that's just logistically not a possibility.
Yeah.
And can
Like,
I
All right.
point out that in every single situation, right, it's always got to deal with policies that the leftist party is trying to implement to make people's lives worse, or we're just going to ship in a bunch of people that don't speak your language, don't like your culture to replace you.
Yeah.
It's
oh,
the great
and it's
replacement
single males.
theory.
And it's single males too.
Yeah.
Single
So
males that likely don't follow the same rules that that village does or regular society does. And I would be concerned about every single one of those children and all of the women in that village.
I
Like,
By the
would.
way, guys in
legitimately
chat,
from
this was not
cultural
on
enrichment.
the this was not part of the schedule. I just happened to jump on and I saw this, and AA saw my expression. He's like, "Hold on, we got to throw this in."
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about the retarded way our people, the Republicans, have been handling things like the J6 pipe bomber situation and even the January 6 investigations, everything. Like, I'm so frustrated by this entire thing. We talked about it yesterday and we said we're going to use that as the opening live stream for the week. So you guys, you watch us rag on the Democrats and leftists regularly, and it's easy to do because they are so retarded. But our side also has a lot of retarded things going on, and it's Equal Opportunity Sunday. So we are going to rag on the Republicans, and I hope you guys don't have get your feelings hurt, because it's always good to be honest about what's going on. And we looked at the case with the J6 pipe bomber, and if you followed that case, you knew that something didn't pass the smell test. Something was being said that didn't add up. And because you love Trump so much, you just don't want to just hold your nose and like, okay, they'll figure it out. In 2 weeks, they'll tell us exactly what's going on. Just give them a month, let them cook, and they've cooked.
They burnt it.
And
What are you talking about?
No, they didn't even get it to room temperature before they just dropped it.
They forgot to turn on the oven.
Yeah.
Burners weren't even on.
So we're going to start out this conversation, with that. Okay. So, Chris, I'll let you do the honors about giving the background on that podcast that we listened to yesterday.
Okay, so the podcast that I came across is another YouTuber that I typically follow. His content is a bunch of legal jargon that I typically don't understand, but he breaks it down for my simpleton brain to wrap around. And well, he had a guest on that was one of the investigators for the J6 pipe bomber, and he found information, and uh, it turns out that the information that he figured out was then told to the CIA, the FBI, and whatnot, and uh, they started doing a whole lot of cover up, trying to destroy his career and whatnot, uh, to hide the fact that there is a high probability that they arrested the wrong guy. Well, they arrested the wrong person because it wasn't a guy. So
Lynn says Robert. So yes, we're talking about the same person.
is that his channel?
Yeah, Robert something. Sorry. She said she was watching. Look, great minds think alike, okay? Like we're all flowing on the same frequency. Yeah, so I spent 3 hours of my life yesterday listening to the details and getting increasingly upset. So first of all, it turns out that there may have been a coordination between when the pipe bombs were discovered and when the barrier at the Capitol was breached. It was almost like it was coordinated. Okay, so you find the pipe bombs at the DNC and RNC locations, and then
Is that Gouvier? Is that his last name?
yes,
Okay. Robert Gouvier, Esquire.
yeah. So I'll put it on the screen for everyone. So that's the guy. You guys can find the content. Maybe we can share the link while the live stream is going on. So there was that going on, and when he said that, I was like, yeah, we all knew that it was a setup. Fine, that's under the crazy post-pandemic insanity that we all faced. Good. During the Biden years,
Hang on, I just have to add in that I found that video yesterday. I called AA and told him that he needs to watch it, and Len watched it last night. That made its rounds.
Yes. Yeah. Like it was like I was like I was talking with both of you, and I was like, look. And before I saw the videos, I said to you guys, here are my frustrations with the administration. Here's the thing that I don't get about the fact that they're slow walking all of these investigations. I don't know what's going on, but it doesn't feel, I don't feel good about it. Now, does it mean I'm going to do an episode that says next time I'll encourage people to vote Democrat? That's stupid, right? That's stupid and insane. Okay. I was watching Tom Sowell last night, and they were talking about Barack Obama and John McCain, the campaign that was going on when that episode of the show was recorded. And the presenter asked him, so between Barack Obama and John McCain, who will you vote for, since both of them are so bad? Well, he said, then Tom Sowell said, between a disaster and a catastrophe, I'd rather vote for a disaster. So he just said he's going to vote for the lesser evils. But in the end, you made the right choice to vote for Trump. If you voted for Trump, if you don't agree, fine. But boys in girls' sports, kids getting transitioned without their parents' permission, being censored up the wazoo. No, we didn't want that, and I think Trump is the lesser of two evils. However, we don't enjoy the fact that some of the things that we expected to have happened haven't happened yet, and he's going to be out of office soon, and that means that if the Democrats take back the White House and possibly the House and Senate, we're going to be staring down the barrel of another 4 years or 8 years of that insanity. So I did have my complaints, but when I watched the video and listened to everything that was said, I got upset because when it finally was a turn of the Trump FBI to begin investigating these things, one of the things that the whistleblower from the FBI said was that they essentially looked into a patsy, like their folder of patsies, and decided to pick a patsy. That's essentially what this guy is. That feels awful. Okay, that the FBI that we were rooting for essentially consciously looked for a patsy.
Yeah. I had hopes for them. I genuinely did. And yeah, it's definitely fallen down with that, because like, what the hell are they even doing?
Now, I can understand the sentiment behind, not sentiment, but the rules behind of what they're doing. Well, except for the J6 pipe bomber, I think they were just trying to get a win.
Yeah.
But around everything else, everything is hidden behind so many legal locks that trying to get to it is picking each one just to open, and where we want it done immediately, the law doesn't allow them to do that, right?
Yeah.
So,
I,
for example, with independent journalists going out and finding fraud, right?
Yeah.
There is no legal loopholes that they really have to jump through. But for a government department to do that, they're going to have to jump through these loopholes or loops just to be able to stay out of court.
and I get that to an extent, absolutely, but there is also they could provide some transparency of like, hey, we are legitimately working on it. We're trying to get, certain clearances for X, Y, and Z, that kind of stuff, getting, basically all of our ducks in a row. Like I can understand that, but them not telling you why it's taking so long or, at least basic transparency of why they're doing what they're doing, that tends to lead to, distrust and, you know, not supporting them.
Well, it also runs back to if you give out your plans too early, they're gonna know exactly what you're going for. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna
Well,
try and stop you each and every way.
there's
And
certain ways to give, at least confidence in what you're doing without giving away your plan.
A
well, that's the
simple,
thing that they're trying to do, but it's not good enough for our eyes. But you also got to think that if
well,
it really sucks.
well,
Go ahead.
them coming forward and saying this is the process these sorts of cases have to go through, and this is where we are, and if we skip these steps, we're going to be in breach and we won't be able to land any of the wins that we really need to win. Like Kash Patel is a podcaster. Dan Bongino, when he was in the FBI, podcaster. They should have been able to use the media as a tool to educate the rest of us who had high hopes. When they said Kash Patel for FBI director, like most of us were like screaming and we're like, yeah, and then Dan Bongino, we were like, this is too good to be true. And then it turned out to be a dud. And
Again, I
then,
think the reason why Dan Bongino left was for the simple fact that he wanted to get it done. Get it done. Screw all the legal jargon. Just go ahead and get it done. And he was told no, that he can't do that because the simple fact that it's all going to be thwarted in court because you bypassed these rules that are set in place. And he's like, why? Whenever we have the information right here, that's not how the government works.
He pulled like what a regular person would do. You get frustrated at the fact that you do have to jump through all these hoops and was like, fuck it. I want to just drop these names and be like, boom, here you go. Here's what this is. Here's the facts. And just drop it and let basically the court of public opinion handle the situation. And I can get that. And I can also get when you're in a legal position with power that you can't just drop it to the court of public opinion and let the public handle it.
I mean, if we went that way, there'd be a lot of people on the right that would be slaughtered by the court of public opinion.
yeah.
Well, the left's already slaughtering people by public opinion.
Yes, it's the way they do things, and I would say this. Okay, from an outsider's point of view, if we all got things as quickly as we wanted those things done, then the United States would not be the first world; it would be a third world country, because it's these processes that protect not just the people that we don't like, but it also protects us. So the due process that has to be followed is important. It protects everyone, but the people who really want to do evil things know how to use these tools to cover their butts, and that's the frustrating thing. And the temptation is to remove those guardrails because we want to get at the bad people, but in doing so, we also remove those guardrails for the innocent, so that, like this guy who's been thrown to the wolves, what's his name? The guy who's been staged as the bomber. Okay, he's autistic. He has a routine. He doesn't wear jewelry. He doesn't have the same gait as the person that we thought was, and we believe is the person. Like I think earlier in the year there was a video that was released and then it was tied to a former Capitol Police policewoman, and they said the gait recognition connected that video to her. And we all said, okay, the science points in her direction. And suddenly she gets shoved to the side. And then this guy is put in front of the cameras. And we're all told that he's the one that, basically is the pipe bomber. And we're like,
yeah, and to elaborate on
what
that,
happened over here?
to elaborate on that, whenever he was brought in for questioning, again, this gentleman has autism. He is high functioning autism, but autism nonetheless. He had a very strict schedule that he had made for himself. Didn't matter the time of year, he was always going out in shorts and Crocs, right? Walking his dog. His dog had, I think, passed away like a year beforehand whenever this took place. Going to the store and literally buying the exact same thing every single day. Which is amazing because dude was skinny and he was drinking Coca-Cola and eating pizza.
Yeah.
But gotta love that. But whenever they've got him into the interrogation room, no attorney. They said he waived his rights. Yet, whenever you're the FBI or whatever secret service that you got or government service, you have to do an investigation. You watch your target for a while. This dude had a pattern. You could understand, see right off the rip that he was autistic. Autistic people, kids, adults, doesn't matter. They are heavily influenced. So you could go in there and tell them, I need you to say this, or you did this, and they'd be like, did I? Right? That's exactly what they did. They got a confession from it with, how do I put it? Basically, they made him give a confession that he didn't understand.
Yeah.
So
Maybe, and that's what I think. Maybe what happened was they put this guy in such an uncomfortable position because, one, you've removed him from his routine. Two, like, he's surrounded by signals that he doesn't react too well to. And just to get out of that situation, he just said, okay, I did it.
yeah,
Just to, it's
let me go.
same,
I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
It's basically torturing someone to own up to a crime, kind of like what they used to do in the 20s. They beat the hell out of you till you admit to committing the crime.
Yeah, and not only that. So whenever they went to his house or his parents' house, I think it was his parents' house, right?
Yeah.
You would think for somebody who allegedly set up a explosive device, per the procedures, is you would clear out a radius around the property.
Yeah.
And to make sure that nobody would be in the crossfires. They did not do this. Yeah, they did not remove anybody from the blast zone. Believe it or not, whenever they showed up, they actually, his parents, instead of removing them from the house, they kept them in the house, which is really ridiculous. So they kept them in the house. They didn't remove any of the neighbors or anything like that. They actually kept the neighbors in their own houses as well. Yet, what was it? The FBI or CIA? What was she?
CIA.
The
She was
CIA.
Capitol Police and then moved on to the CIA. So it turns out
Yeah.
that nothing suspicious there.
This
Right.
lady that was implicated by this gentleman, she was part of the Capitol Police. Like AA says, she moved up to the CIA. And whenever it came out that she was a target at that point, the CIA warned her that we're coming to raid her house and told her exactly what we'd be looking for. Whenever they did raid her house, it was the exact same time as they raided the gentleman's house with the autism. They actually did clear out the area around her house. They brought in the bomb squad and everything else. But yeah, they didn't do that
Because
for him, but he was
because they
supposed to
knew
be the
what
bomber.
was at what location.
Yeah.
They already had it planned that he was the scapegoat. They were going to take everything they found in her house because even with a heads up, it's hard to get rid of all of those traces of everything from, dogs and everything like that, all the materials. So easy enough, we do both raids at the same time, and oh, well, everything that was found at her house was actually found at his house. It's just a label.
Oh, and that's her photo on the screen, by the way.
Yeah, no,
Of
that
course, she's a
actually.
lesbian.
Hang on. You know what's funny? Is just from this picture, the one thing that I always look is if you sit back, right, you always look at how your shoulders are slanted.
Yeah.
Hers are
Me
the
and you,
same.
AA, ours goes off to the side.
Yeah.
Females, they drop down.
Yeah.
See?
And you can see it in the video.
Yeah.
It just
Men's are
straight
more
down.
squared. See, men's are more squared like that, but
Yeah.
naturally, women's just we're a smaller posture, we're a smaller frame. Like that's just how our bodies sit naturally.
Oh no. That's
Yeah.
racist, okay? Men
That's
and women
sexist.
are the
That's
same.
sexist, not racist.
They're the
Sexist.
Racist
same.
is sexist.
You can't tell the difference between a man and a woman by looking at them. They're the same.
Gotcha. Just kind of like
If
we
that
can't
is
tell
the
that she's
case,
totally,
I
lesbian.
want to see the woman's Adam's apple. Okay, I want to
Yeah,
see
I don't have that. I got that.
Then there was the issue of her gait. The gait is unique because she had an injury. Her tibia was split in half, was split in two while she was playing soccer in college. So
Hey,
it
do you
affected
happen to
the
have
way
a
she
video
walks.
of the security camera of the walking?
So while you're doing
Um,
that, while you're finding that,
yeah.
I understand that injury because I pressure fractured my tibia. Not the fibia, which is the smaller bone. I just pressure fractured the tibia, and when it healed, it didn't heal exactly right. And you can even ask Chris, like, I walk with my right foot slightly outturned because of the way it healed, and you can tell that there's an old injury there based on how I walk.
Yeah. All right. So there it is. I'll
Yeah,
just
that video is horrible.
Well, and they also mentioned the fact that they dropped the frames.
Yeah. And do you know why they would do that as well?
Yeah.
Because it keeps you from getting an accurate gauge on the actual gait and walk of a person.
Yeah.
But
And
that's the walk of a woman. That's a woman's walk.
Yeah.
You can tell by how
Steve Baker mentioned this scene where a police vehicle was driving by and she waves.
Yep.
So he's like, if you were carrying a pipe bomb, would you be waving to a cop car that's driving by? So here's a police car driving by, and then she's waving. Okay, they are waving.
And
exactly,
like when you watch that, that's not how a guy walks. Women and men have different
we got
gait.
Twigs and Dingleberries down there that get in the way.
Beside that, men generally tend to have longer legs and stuff like that. So like 2 of my steps is one of Chris's steps, one of his steps. And we're about the same height, but it's just the way that he walks versus how I walk.
Hold
The way
on,
men
hold on.
walk versus how women walk.
Let me do this. Let me do this. I actually, when was this? This was posted 10 months ago. But
guys,
it actually
if
has
you're... No, go on.
it has a clearer picture for us to see.
All right, let's do that.
So,
Rumsey Court, and then walks west on Rumsey Court.
yeah, no, that's smaller step speed.
First of all, yeah, that's a woman's gait, and you can tell that there's an injury based on how she's walking. It's almost the same the way that I walk, because there's that slight
And then walks west on Rumsey Court.
difference in the way you put your foot down.
No, I actually want to see something, because go back here, turn that off.
Yeah, when you slow it down, it does almost kind of look like just a guy slow walking. When you slow it down,
That's
it does almost
exactly
look
what
like
they
a guy
did.
slow walking. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was at half speed.
So yeah, when you slow it down, it definitely does look like it could be a guy walking. But at regular pace, you can clearly tell that it's a woman, because women do have faster steps. Because,
So you wanna
shorter
speed
legs
it
and
up?
stuff, we have to walk.
This happening under the Biden administration, for us, is like understandable. It's the Biden administration. Under the Trump administration, what then happened? Okay, so I have another video that's 7 minutes long. How long is that video?
Oh no, I'm not playing the full news. I just happened to catch that. I was speeding through it to see if they had anything, and this
All right.
was the clearest visual that they had. So I was like, "Cool, I want to use that."
All right. So,
Oh, by the way, they never paid out this reward.
yeah. So I have. I think you have the same video, but you're playing it through Fox News. Mine is the raw video. So it has all the stats. It has all the stats that were discussed during. I'm gonna pause. Oops, I'm gonna pause this here. Hold on. Where's that? So did we knock Tracy out?
No.
She dropped her?
She had to go take care of something.
All right. So you see the shoes. They mentioned these shoes. Okay, these shoes are unique, and there were only 25 under 25,000 of these shoes sold. Okay.
It's raw. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to get a copyright from Lord of the Rings. All right, I don't want Hollywood coming after. I was about to use one of their lines.
Give it to me straight and give it to me raw.
Oh no! I was gonna do Schmiegel's line.
Schmiegel, okay. So the suspect's height 5'7". Wore a hooded sweatshirt and black gloves. The suspect that they eventually tried to pin this on doesn't wear hoodies, doesn't wear trousers, wears shorts and Crocs, even in the snow. Doesn't own shoes. His parents said they stopped buying him shoes, and these shoes are over $400. They said he will never spend $400 on shoes because he wrecks his shoes because he walks
leaning outward. So he wrecks the heels of his shoes. So he just wears Crocs. So all of these are indicators that you guys got the wrong guy, and they watched him for about a month. They watched him for a
so
month.
this is the same video that they're going. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
'cause,
it's the same video, but it's wider, and it actually goes further to.
There's another point in it that I just saw that I wanted to bring up, but this is great.
Okay. Do you want to play the audio?
Now, we don't even really have to worry about the audio on it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's more of just security, but security cams.
Yeah. And this isn't broken like the last one, so it flows a lot better. And then she stops, and then she looks at her phone. Now the guy that they arrested has bad eyesight and has to bring his phone up close to his face. Okay, so there's so many things.
And
there's so many things.
Didn't they just put on like some glasses or sunglasses?
She's looking at her phone, and she like,
No,
are those sunglasses?
She does
I think so. And this is where they messed up the frame rate of the video.
Yeah, because I can tell you right now, it's easy enough to be able to get an exact speed, like your step speed.
Yes.
Just from videos like this.
Yeah. So while we're watching this, okay, so Trump's FBI essentially picked up the wrong guy intentionally, according to whistleblower reports. Secondly, while the reporter, Steve Baker, was investigating this story, he said that Dan Bongino called his employer and told them to reel him in. And Kash Patel also called, saying that he was, what was the word they used?
Poking in something he didn't understand.
So, guys, as far as I'm concerned, I no longer trust this FBI. I'm sorry. They can land some wins occasionally, but when it comes to things like this that matter, like if they can block an investigation into something that directly affected President Trump himself, and they are simply saying, leave this alone, and on top of it, they go pick up someone who's essentially innocent. What do you think? Let's know in the chat. But I don't think I can trust this FBI. That's just me. Like, once you show me, you give me a reason to not trust you, I'm like, okay, no, I'm not trusting a word you say. Fine. I'm all for you putting the left in their place. But when it comes to telling me the sky is blue, I'm going to take a second look and say, okay, is the sky blue? Is it really blue? So all this is footage that was released in order for people who might know something about this individual to give information out and then earn a $500,000 reward. No one came forward. They upped this reward up until it got to 500,000, and still no one could step forward. Why? Because the video that was put out there was not. It had been tampered with, essentially. Lynn says, let's see. Lynn says, does this cause you to have doubts about the Charlie Kirk stuff then?
The Charlie Kirk stuff for me? No. It was pretty clear cut. Again, I'm a hunter. I mean, the only reason this green screen up behind me is because I've got pew-poos up on the wall that YouTube doesn't like, and I didn't want to ruin AA's stream for it.
Thank you.
And I know how firearms, especially rifles, work. I've used rifles since I was a child, and the way that it all went, well, it was the same thing as if I went out and was hunting an animal, right? Whenever they was trying to say like the no son, whenever they was talking about the bullet that was in Charlie's neck didn't match up to the bullet from the gun. That's because that it shattered. All right. Whenever a bullet hits bone, especially if you have a high bone density, it shatters. And actually, this is the part of the video I wanted to speak of real quick.
Okay.
So whenever you watch going around the corner, right, you can actually see where the legs come into a V, right?
Should I go back or is it coming up?
Yeah, go back to that when as soon as they're coming right around the corner.
Okay, 1 sec.
There you go. Is this playing at full speed?
Yes.
Really? Because the one that I've got is a heck of a lot clearer than that.
Really?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
one that was
'cause-
played by Fox.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's the
that
same
is-
video. Is the same source.
All right, so you played that. Hold on. Pull mine over real quick. I want to show you.
All right. Lynn, I'm going to tell you what I think, so just hang in there. We just want to cover
Watch how
this.
clear this is.
Yeah.
There was no breaking up in it like the one that they was showing.
Mm.
But if you look, right? Oh, did I go back too far? Nope. Look at the legs.
Yeah.
Those thighs are rubbing. All right. I know some thighs when I see some thighs.
That is not a dude.
No.
The jingle
There's no way.
bells. There's no jingle bells.
But anyways,
no
back to
jingle
the
bells.
Charlie Kirk, right?
Yeah.
Nah, the Tyler Robinson had way too much on himself. He had put himself out there too much. Digital footprints, everything like that. It was a given. DNA on the rifle, the towel, everything like that. He had called the rights. Nah, if it was anything that's what you want to. All right, hold on. Hello. Sorry, this is the one that kept me up since 4 a.m. this morning.
All right, so let's say hi. Let's say hi to the little one. Hello. You're famous.
But
with the 7 or 6 people who are watching. So.
But if anything that went with the cases like that,
yeah,
it would be it wouldn't pertain to anything like that. It would be the stuff with like the raid on Trump's house, how they handled Biden's raid, right?
Yeah.
Whenever he had the documents that he should never have had. But hey, leave my computer alone. This is why you keep sending messages to people that look weird. Here, run away. I didn't lost my train. Oh, talking about the raids on the Trump had rights to have documents, right? Biden did not. Yeah, you did, Lynn. But the way that they handled that, right, tells you a lot. We know how one-sided the department is.
Yeah.
And honestly, I could tell you right now, these departments don't have control at all. You have to think that, believe it or not, there is something that is higher than the president in the United States.
Yeah.
There is information that even the president is not privy to, just for the simple fact that he's only in there for 8 years if he gets 2 terms. She says she is making lunch for the kiddos, everybody. She will
Oh,
be back shortly. Um,
totally fine.
But yeah, there is a department that is over everybody, right? Those are the ones that whenever we want information, right? All the cover-ups.
Yeah. Yeah.
With like the UFO files, right? They're
Yeah.
the ones that are actively blocking from that being released. The Kennedy files, that is being actively blocked for whatever reason. There is so much going on. And they're the ones that's basically telling the CIA and FBI, you do as we say, or else you're going to pay for it.
Well, there's this visual that keeps getting repeated, by some influencers. Like a new president wins, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna do all of these great things for my constituents and for everyone who voted for me." And then the day after he resumes at the Oval, he gets a visit from some men in suits, and they slide an envelope over the desk, and it's pictures of of JFK. And they're like, yeah. So
I
you
mean,
better
I wouldn't doubt it at all. I
look.
mean,
It's been
granted,
how many years since JFK got assassinated, and we're no closer to finding out what exactly happened. Now, to answer Lynn's question, even with the Charlie Kirk situation, I don't have a strong opinion on it because there are too many people, in my opinion, who wanted him dead on both sides. You have the Republicans, the rhinos, who didn't like him. And Charlie threatened them and said, if you don't go along with Trump's agenda, we're going to primary you. He made that threat, and he just proved that he was capable of carrying out that threat with President Trump getting reelected. He was a threat to the rhinos. He was a threat to the left because they could not take this guy down in a one-on-one debate. They could not. And he was being very effective with reaching out to leftists on campus. There was a lot he was doing. He was doing a lot of damage to the left with his events, and they wanted him dead. Some people think that Israel was involved because they needed that endorsement from him, because if Charlie Kirk says Israel is good, then everyone who listens to Charlie and votes the way Charlie says, hey, this is the way to vote because this makes sense, they would go along with him. So it was assumed that Israel too had a hand in that. Am I saying that any of these people actually did it? No, I'm saying that there are too many suspects. And for the current suspect who is currently being arraigned, all the evidence appears to line up. It appears to line up. And I agree with Chris. The evidence lines up. However, the question is, do we truly believe that, let's say one of the agencies decide that they want to frame any of us, Chris, and they decide they want your fingerprint on the stock and barrel of a gun. They want your DNA littered all over the place. They want your face showing up at CCTVs at key locations that put you in those positions. And are you telling me that these agencies don't have more advanced AI models that can literally have a realistic rendition of any of us that they want to frame going places and doing things, are we saying that they don't have any of those things? That's the question. So the thing is, we will go with the evidence where it leads, but we should always have an open mind that we are being lied to as well. It's a healthy way to go through life. It's not like you're going through the entire thing being suspicious about the government or so, but always have an open mind, even when the person in the White House is someone that you supported. Because today is Sunday, and one of the things that we, as Christians, we know is that people are broken and fallen, and even the best person you know, the best man you know, is still a man, and he can make mistakes and make horrible decisions. So we should always have that, place in our minds that says, yes, this looks a certain way, but it's possible that in a few years we might find out that what we were told isn't true. Take one example: weapons of mass destruction. I was one of the guys who was like, okay, if Iraq is actually planning to attack the West and is stockpiling weapons of mass destruction, it's a bad thing. We can see what they did in the 90s with invading Kuwait and with Gulf War I. So it's plausible that they still have a chip on their shoulder about that, and they're planning a rematch. We all believed it. Okay, we all believed it. We were conditioned to believe it. The news media at the time was more believable than it is today. And then 10 years later, we look back and we're like, we were all taken for a ride. So even with a president that we love and trust, we do have to say to ourselves, is there something we're not being told? All right. Now, is Kash Patel an evil person? I don't think so. I don't think Dan Bongino is a bad person. But when you're faced with some of the powers that be behind the White House, that's higher than the White House, that's higher than the Supreme Court, they're terrifying things that you and I don't know about. Like, we are blissfully ignorant. We're busy wondering about a protest outside an ICE facility, and that's the last thing on President Trump's mind, because maybe there's something worse that he's being briefed on every other day, that's not even the most important thing on his table. So all of that said, the evidence says Tyler Robinson did it. But the chances are, just like the J6 pipe bomber situation, he might also be a patsy. You know?
And also to add in with questioning, right?
Yeah.
There was another one that I will have to question, and that was the assassination attempt against Trump himself.
Yes.
That went really weird. Just for the simple fact that they hit everything within, what was it, a matter of few minutes to an hour, right?
Yeah.
I mean, as far as we know, that a vehicle linked to him that was in a parking lot that had explosives and devices in it. We didn't hear anything else about it. We don't know if it was actually viable devices or if it wasn't. That got shoved up underneath the rug.
Yeah.
Honestly, what I'm thinking is, if he did get that shot, right? If Trump did die,
yeah,
somebody else would have set that bomb off, because that would have been a secondary disaster. But he missed. And as soon as Trump stood back up, I mean, literally, you heard it, right? Right past his ear. Trump drops. Everybody's over there. He gets right back up. It's only a matter of what, like 30 seconds that he drops and then gets back up and hauled away, right?
Yeah.
That's enough time to be able to see, is he dead? No?
Yeah.
Crap. Can't blow it up. But if he was, everybody would be scrambling, and they would be hitting that button.
Yeah.
It's psychological war front on that point, right? You got to see death in front of you of a high-powered official. Now, guess what? Everybody else that's there that was supporting him, you're gonna be next.
Well, that, and they also, like, so they wait for first responders and stuff to show up
Yeah. Well, we was
because
talking. Lynn was.
that
Well, let me catch you up
go
real
ahead.
quick there.
Yeah.
Lynn was asking, do we question the stuff about the FBI or CIA and their reporting on other situations? So she had used Charlie Kirk. I don't believe that there was anything amiss there. There was just too much evidence. But I will say that the evidence with the assassination attempt against Trump did have some questions because they hit it too fast.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I was catching you up on.
Oh, okay.
So what's your thing? What's your idea on that?
Oh, well, I was just commenting on what you were saying with like the secondary thing, which I've said before, is that they do that to get like the first responders and, you know, the other people coming to help in those situations, to get them caught in those situations, to harm them. Because as much as taking out like a high political figure or, you know, somebody controversial, whatever you want to, whoever it is, when you take out the blue collar, the backbone, the first responders and stuff like that, that hits a community way harder than just some abstract political figure or something like
Yeah.
that. Like, yes, you know, the Charlie Kirk assassination affected a lot of people and stuff like that, a global situation, you know, um, with all of those things. But if you were to actually damage the direct community with
Yeah.
that, it hits closer to home as opposed to that abstract person that you only watch videos of or see from afar. So
Exactly.
it damages the infrastructure more. Not
Yeah.
only just from the fact that now they've lost a bunch of first responders, you know, off, you know, police, fire, EMS, all that kind of stuff, but it damages the community in the sense that they've lost their people they know, people that, you know, live there, that kind of thing. So it damages a community more. And I think that's why they select very specifically what communities they're doing these things in, so that that way it's a specific targeted situation.
Right. But the thing was talking about like how the FBI handled it.
Oh,
And
they sucked.
whenever think about it, whenever the reports came out, right? They said that there was a vehicle tied to that shooter that was planted with explosives, right?
Hmm.
After that, we didn't hear nothing else about it because it had done
It
well,
just
we didn't get to
disappeared.
use it. Yeah. And that's what I was saying is if Trump was killed, then that would have been used.
Yeah, because it was outside of the event, so they'd have done it as people were scrambling out.
Hmm.
It would have been the secondary of catching people escaping.
But because of the FBI at that time, we never heard back from it, and it's will probably never will. Yeah, I honestly think that that was a setup from the FBI or CIA, wherever. I mean, you
Whatever
also got to look
three-letter
at
alphabet you want to pick.
right. I mean, you have to even look at the Secret Service that are serving the president right now, right? It
How
wasn't
does
too
his
long
location
ago.
keep getting freaking leaked?
Yes, that, and then how about one of the agents went on a date with a woman and was literally spilling his secrets that was about JD Vance and his kids. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, and
are
that
you
she
are
was a
you kidding
reporter
me?
and like had that stuff recorded and shit. Yeah,
Yeah. And
I
I'm
remember all
like,
that.
you can't really trust that. Yeah, if honestly, if I was ever to get in that position, I'd be like, yeah, I don't trust none of y'all. I want people that I trust. Hey, y'all want
Listen,
to get paid? Y'all want to get trained? Go with these guys, get trained. I trust y'all. Don't, yeah,
yeah,
right?
dude, I would totally have a whole bunch of like freaking rednecks They would be my Secret Service. I ain't even
Cornbread
gonna lie.
Chad.
I would have some rednecks because first of all, they know and own and love all of their guns and know how to take care of them and stuff like that. And rednecks look out for their own, man. Like I remember I was pregnant with our middle son, and I was absolutely miserable pregnant, and it's Georgia, and it was summer, and I hated life. Okay. Well, I was stuck in traffic, and I was driving our truck, and this dude went to cut around me. I was like, nah, screw you, dude. I'm pregnant, I'm miserable, and I have to pee. Okay, because this baby is using my bladder like a trampoline. So I didn't let him pass me. I didn't let him pass me trying to cut around all the line of traffic to get in front of everybody. Well, he gets out of his car and gets in my face and starts screaming at me. And he rips my door open and is like threatening me and everything like that. And the next thing I know, I don't even know these men, but I see four good old boys, like black and white, come out of their trucks so freaking fast to stop this dude of like, I don't know who the hell you think you are, but we don't do that around here.
Yeah.
It was just the best. It was the best thing ever. So I'm like, we protect our own, okay? Say what you want about the South and rednecks and all that kind of stuff. We protect our own, guys.
Yeah, you won't find a community that works better together than down here in small towns and backwoods country. Now we've got our own stuff to deal with down here, but there's a reason why the FBI and such doesn't come down here too much because a lot of stuff happens in the swamp that you can never find out.
Listen, somebody goes for a hike in the swamp and all that's found is a wallet, okay?
Yep.
Listen,
Go play, buddy.
we can't help it that gators and stuff get hungry. It's not our fault.
Let's wrap this up. We thought we were going to do this for about 15 minutes, but there's a lot more to cover on this story. The question is, why did the FBI pick someone who doesn't match the Gates profile that was on the videos? Why were the videos tampered with? Why is it that the FBI is trying to get this autistic guy framed or prosecuted for those crimes? Why is it that the Trump FBI is playing dirty tricks with an American's life? Is Kash Patel's job worth throwing an innocent American under the bus? Those of you who are watching, just let us, we're seriously diving into this. In the future, we're going to be accused of being a MAGA cultist, like we never question everything. Well, then they aren't going to watch this one, okay? Because it's not, it doesn't fit their narrative. We call out our own side regularly, and it's on occasion when they screw the pooch massively, just like this, that we settle down and say, okay, let's take a fine-tooth comb through this crap and skim out all of the stuff that we're wondering about. We haven't even begun to talk about the other things that he mentioned. He talked about the fact that Steve Baker talked about the fact that he literally was able to discover used a ruler to determine that the person in the video was wearing size 9s. But the FBI told Congress that the shoe size was ranged between size 9 and 13, just to obscure
That's a big gap. That is a big gap. And so, I don't care who you are, how you step, you're going to be able to tell their foot size based on like the width of the front of their foot, the heel depth and everything like that. I mean, like they can literally, based on a footprint, tell how much a person weighs, approximately how tall they are. Like they can tell all of those things by footsteps. So don't give me the BS that it's between 9 and 13. Don't give me that bullshit.
Yeah,
and
don't
a men's 9,
call it rain.
Exactly. A men's 9 and a women's 9 are completely different sizes, okay? A women's 9 is actually a men's size 7. I know this because my brother Cripple, he wears a men's size 7. I wear a women's size 9, and he and I wear the same size shoe.
Hmm.
So, I'm just saying there's size differences, even if it's the same number.
Give me those.
All right. So as we wrap this up, not this story, because there are a couple of other stories that Chris mentioned that we just want to dive into, and it happens to involve the left. So we're digging ourselves out of this, and it is by no means exhaustive. There are other things that were said that weren't exactly conclusive, because there's a lawsuit between the current ex-police officer, current CIA operative, against Steve Baker. She's suing him for slander. And there's also the case between the current Patsy and the federal government. So that is ongoing. So we're going to be looking into this as time goes on. Who knows? Maybe this is going to run for 6 months or a year, and then we see what comes of it, of the two cases. So we'll just leave it here. There's a lot more to talk about, but most of that is inconclusive. We put up a poll, and the question was, we did that on YouTube. Are you impressed with the way the FBI under the Trump administration has handled the J6 related investigations? 100% no. Like everyone is
Wow.
like, yeah,
That's
100% no.
impressive. I'm just
So
impressed. We got a full
That's not just
100%.
no, that's no.
Hell no.
yeah, it's 100%. Like yeah, so yes, it's something that we want to like just put out there. I was deeply upset about it on Discord. I sent a message to Chris and Tracy and said, look, this thing upset me, and that's why the title of the video is so scathing. I had a worse title. Okay, the title we picked was FBI face plants on J6 and pipe bomb mystery. I'll tell you the one I really wanted to pick. The one I really wanted to pick was, hang on, where is that? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong.
Let me add in
I
something while
was
you're
really
looking
upset.
at
Yeah.
that. Everybody is in chat. You know that AA was talking about the J6 riots, right? Well, whenever I also called him up yesterday, I actually found out more information from this video. How about the Capitol Police? They were supposed to have roughly around 2,000 officers on duty. They
That
only
big.
had 200 or less than 200.
200. And then I asked the question, how come we have 1,624 body cam videos? And it turns out that, Chris,
Those are literally clips and snippets from each of the body cams. That's how they was able to spread it out over 1,000. Plus also camera footage that is from up on the wall.
it's look, I don't like being lied to. I hate being lied to, but it turns out that this is now the norm. Like we should, every time the government, any government talks.
Also, whenever the pipe bombs were found at the RNC and DNC, even more of the officers from the Capitol were pulled away to go and deal with that.
Yeah, nice.
So again, remember whenever I told you that the superiors, there was no superiors on the ground. The officers looked like chickens with their heads cut off.
Yeah,
That's because they were entirely outnumbered. And again, we know from the videos, we know that the instigation, a lot of it was coming from agitators within the crowd,
Paid
but a good
agitators.
majority of it was also coming from the officers cutting up the tarps, putting up blinding barriers so that way they could start the whole shoving match to be like, oh well, this is what happened. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, whenever you've got stuff like that, it's very clear and obvious of what was going on is not what they're saying happened.
They were building their narrative. They
Yeah.
were staging it so they had something that they could use. They could call it an insurrection and all that kind of nonsense. Never mind the fact that they completely mishandled everything. Paid agitators and were like the officers themselves were agitating the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question, guys. Who has jurisdiction over Capitol Police? Is it Congress, the presidency, or is it the mayor of DC?
That would be the leader of Congress,
Which was Nancy Pelosi.
Which we already know she admitted that she didn't do it. And everybody that was from the peon in the Capitol Police, all the way up to Nancy Pelosi, there is a trail that you have to go through the chain of command to be able to get permission to be able to do anything. That trail stops dead at Nancy Pelosi with a hard no, we don't need it.
All right, so guys, you're watching. Does this pass the smell test? We've been told for 6 years, 5 years that J6 was the worst thing that ever happened, and it was Trump's fault. But when you study the timeline and you look at who's responsible for what, for me, here's my conclusion. It was a setup. That's my conclusion. Okay, you don't have to agree with me, but you can look at everything that's been laid out. The Capitol Police had 2,000 officers available to be stationed on that day. How come there were only 200 on site?
It was like 180 something, but I don't remember the exact number.
Yeah. So I was going to tell you the title that I almost picked. The title was Federal Bureau of Incompetence Cakes the Bed on J6 and Pipe Bomb. Like I finished watching the video and I was just upset with everything that I was seeing and hearing. And honestly, but like I said earlier, am I going to wake up and say, don't vote for Trump or Republicans? That would be suicidal, okay? Because the other side is utterly insane. Okay, if you have to
listen,
pick
it's the way that
between...
most people have to work. You have to choose the lesser of two evils.
Yeah. Don't say I'm not gonna vote. I'm not voting anymore because everyone is bad. No. Pick the lesser of two evils. Let the other side know that they will be punished at the polls if they pick insane policies. If they attack you, if they attack your freedoms, they will be punished at the polls. That's the way you do it. You don't use your vote, use your rights as a tool to get the outcomes you want. Use the politicians. Don't let them use you. Like I've been saying this for months. I haven't said this recently, but for months I've said, use the politicians the way they use the voters. Okay, they want voters to vote them in. They don't care about what the voters, says, unless they're about to get reelected. Then they begin to pretend like they care about what the voter says. No. You need to let them know that you're watching them like a hawk. If they fail you, you simply use your vote a different way. Use your vote as, like a tool to get the outcomes you want. We have someone in the chat. Do you want to read that comment or should we bypass it?
Who could have predicted this? Biblical levels of insider trading, new prediction market monetizes anything in live streams. Huh?
And yeah, so does that have anything to do with what we're doing or saying? I'm sure he's trying to claim that that there's insider trading in the Trump administration. Dude, there's been insider trading since the Clinton administration.
Yeah, we know
So
Nancy Pelosi got rich off of it. Everybody's getting rich off of it. Trump's the only one that literally came out and said, hey, y'all need to invest in this. And then what happened? A lot of people actually made money that was not in the office. And it pissed off a lot of politicians. I'm not understanding what that was about. Like, if
Well,
you're still here, could you elaborate on that, or
yeah,
else we can just head off?
elaborate. We're not attacking you. We're just saying, what you said, yes, is true, but it's been happening for years. The same people who are claiming that the Trump administration is corrupt were very silent when there were accusations of Pelosi and other Congress people insider trading. They were very quiet about it. So let's not be hypocritical about it. It's been going on. Are there people in the Trump administration that are profiting from being in the administration? Yes, that's the way the world works and has always worked. Is it good? No. Should we change it? Yes. How do we change it? That, my dear, is the conversation, not throwing out random accusations and hoping that the person who supports the person you don't like gets shamed into silence. That's not the way it works, Guy. We need to have conversations. We need to, if we truly care about the world we live in, the country we're from, I'm not from the United States, okay, but I love the United States. If you truly care about the United States, the conversation should not be about throwing out a question to stump the other guy so he doesn't keep talking. It's about, how can we fix this so that the country works the way it should, so that it's fair to everyone? That's a very difficult conversation to have. It is.
It doesn't look like he's still here, or she, or he. I don't know.
Well, maybe he's still typing. He's still typing a comeback. So maybe we'll get a response. That came from the main channel. So the main channel tends to attract a lot of new people who chat. They chat and run, or they chat and stay quiet. But thank you for the courage to jump into the chat and send us what you think, guys. We've been getting new viewers from Rumble. Like, we've been seeing them come in and leave, but it's fine. But Rumble is waking up finally. So there were other stories from the Democrats we wanted to talk about during this live stream, because we decided to give lots of time to our side to talk about how our side has screwed the pooch. Now, let's move over to the Democrats. You had some stories that you discovered, and I would like us to kind of take a look. And
I don't even have those up. This was the main thing for today. Like I said, since my boy had us up to like 4 a.m., I'm completely unprepared.
All right, no problem.
Fail.
All right, so tomorrow we're going to be talking about the protest. It's not exactly a protest. It was.
Just so you know, that was possibly a bot. I took what he said and put it into Bing, and it's coming up on MSN. Biblical levels of insider trading, new prediction markets, monetizes anything in live streams.
Yeah, so that's a bot. Okay, so the bots are taking note of our live stream. Interesting.
Huzzah! That's a step in the right direction, man. They're trying to come in and destabilize.
If the bots are taking note of you, it means that you're doing something good. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to be talking about the protests / altercation / something.
Hold on a second. We're about done.
Spider-Man showed up in Minnesota. I thought he was from New York, but he showed up in Minnesota. And it's going to be a very interesting conversation. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but as soon as this live stream is over, we're going to schedule the one for tomorrow. And I would like you guys to come prepared to have a conversation and possibly a lot of laughs, because just working on the thumbnail for tomorrow's live stream, I cracked up because it just doesn't make sense. Okay, but you're going to see the thumbnail and the title, and I hope you join us for the show tomorrow. We did have some things that we talked about concerning the left. We have just in just as a parting shot, we have the women who are protesting or showing solidarity to Lindsay. What was her last name?
Clancy.
Lindsay Clancy. And this is the site outside the.
Thank you. Thank you.
Why are they thanking her?
We need to circle back to our racist views, right? This is the white Karen in her natural habitat. All right.
Yes.
This is
Behold the white Karen.
Hang on. I need to show them that picture that I shared today. I was like, I was on Facebook. I can't remember exactly what I was doing on Facebook, but I figured, okay, I need to check on something on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
And then I saw this and I was like, oh my God. I actually did this for Tony's benefit. All right. So you have the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse being joined by a 5th. And they're like, okay, war, famine, pestilence, death. And then the 5th one is being asked, and you are. And it's a white, liberal white woman.
The only thing that's missing is like she's got the phone, but they also need to have her like holding, that typical liberal white woman like coffee with
Starbucks
30 million
coffee.
calories and like extra caramel whipped cream, non-fat. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why? It's anyway. That was for Tony, and I don't know if Tony saw that, but these women need help. All right, these women need help. Okay, now when you.
Lynn, hold on. Lynn just said, she goes, I bet every one of those women support abortion and killing of babies anyway, so it isn't a big deal for them to off any older kids too. So
Yeah.
I actually said something akin to that when we first started talking about that story, and I was like, talk about late-term abortions.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Hey, they took that the parents' old term. I brought you into this world, and I could take you out literally.
And
man,
I don't understand. Like I said, I can support the right. I can support the fact that the woman had mental health issues. She clearly had mental health issues. I can support that. I can understand that. But I cannot, under any circumstances, thank that woman, say that she's brave for doing whatever, say that, she's innocent or anything like that. She is guilty. She murdered her children and then tried to jump out an effing window to kill herself. Okay? That is not somebody that we need to pity or anything like that. She should have gotten help. If she was failing in the help that she was receiving, she should have said something and spoken up. Okay? Quit being a spineless little turd and actually say something.
Oh, is that what's happening today? The 250 Grand Prix happening?
Yes, it is.
Oh, well, it's live now. So I'm going to have to put that on and watch it myself.
Okay. Yeah, Trump waved it off today. These are
those are adorable babies.
These are the true victims. That these women, if you're acknowledging the victims and you're saying we're so heartbroken that they died, and we would like to see that this case is fair, but we also understand that she was going through there has to be some balance. But the unhinged support for just the mom sends a very dark signal. No one is talking about the kids. I don't see any one of these women talking about the kids. I saw some videos. Okay, that's this something else. Hold on. I saw some videos today. I'm going to find one of them.
All right, I'm going to jump off because the kiddos are screaming they want more food.
All right, go on. So
Love y'all,
there's this
everybody.
video. All right, thanks, Chris. So let's look at this one just as we kind of land the plane. Okay, so this woman says her new dating vetting process includes asking a man on the first date whether he believes Lindsay Clancy is innocent. If he says no, she says she'll walk out.
Good.
So let's listen. Go on before I play it. Oh, I muted.
My new vetting process for if I want to date a man, first date question I'm always going to be asking him is, do you think that Lindsay Clancy should go to jail for what she did? And if that man says yes, I'm getting up and walking out right then and there. I cannot spend the rest of my life with someone who thinks that that woman is guilty and deserves jail.
Well, okay. First of all, God bless her for doing that because she is saving that man and any potential children that he has in the future from being violently strangled. Okay. Because clearly she is the type of woman that would do exactly that and then claim, oh, it was mental health or try and frame that poor man. Okay. She would ruin his life.
She looks unwell. All right.
Again, she looks
Already
freaking crazy.
she looks
She has the same
unwell.
look in her eye. She has the same look in her eyes as that Lindsay Clancy chick. Like they have that unhinged look. And I am one of the first and foremost women to look and go, okay, women are crazy. We are all crazy to some extent. Okay. Any woman that's like, it says that they're not crazy, you just need to turn and walk away and just leave it alone. And yeah, Lynn's right. It's making men's job easier because they're weeding themselves out. And then want to sit there and make all those videos of like, where's all the good men? There's no good man. We need to
Look.
bring back the man that'll just hand me $60,000 because I'm pretty.
Well, I'm glad that they're making these videos. I'm so glad for social media because it helps men weed out the crazies.
Mm-hmm.
If she just kept her mouth shut and acted nice and pretty and, docile, an unsuspecting guy would just marry her and next thing they're having a very uncomfortable conversation.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Exactly. So again, God bless these women for doing what they're doing because they are making a public service announcement and saving men all over the world.
Yeah.
Because, those men are looking going, oh no. No, we're just gonna turn.
No.
And for the saner crazy women such as myself, because again, I won't say that I'm not. I've got my little issues, but definitely nothing like that. They are just pushing all the men towards us so we can get good men and have good husbands and have families and be women, not these crazy people.
Well, there's the third option. The first option is they find a man that is as crazy as they are. Second option is the man says hell no and takes off. And that's it. First option, second option, third option is the guy says this is crazy. She looks good. I'm going to hang out for a bit, sleep with her a bunch, and then drop her like a hot.
He didn't quit it. He didn't quit it, man.
And then she goes, "Men are dogs." Like,
right?
Yeah, because those are the kinds of people you attract.
Or fourth option, she ends up with a dude that is way, way crazier than her, and then she ends up on a milk carton. Always an option too.
Or in a suitcase, like
exactly in a suitcase. Yeah. Just saying, there's options. But she is saving men all over the world. Women like that are saving men all over the world. God bless her.
So guys, we want to end it here. This was, sorry, I wanted to hide that. What am I doing?
Who knows,
okay.
man?
I had so many things open. So thanks, guys, for hanging out with us. Thanks for tolerating the change in the schedule. I was thinking that maybe we should just have all of the shows line up at the same time block, 1 p.m. Eastern, Sundays to Fridays. I'd been resisting it because Sundays are weird for everyone. I know that some of you use Sundays to spend time with family, visit with friends, and so on, and I didn't want to intrude on that. But today I felt, okay, maybe we could, so that the evenings can be completely free. Lynn posted something earlier. I laughed at it, and I'm a bit jealous because that time slot, the time slot used to be mine, and so Lynn has replaced me with Robert Rovia, and I'm fine. Okay, at least is not Jerry Springer. So, so I have someone who has a bigger platform, does great content. I'm glad that he's filling in that spot. But I do miss the evening slots. The evening slots are fun. I like hanging out in the evenings. It's cooler right now. I have to put on the lights and it's warm, and I'm literally wearing this.
Oh, she said you guys swapped. She said you guys swapped. You just switched places because she watched them during the daytime. You just swapped.
We just switched. Okay, look, that makes me feel good. Okay, that makes me feel good. The old self-esteem is back. But I miss having those evening slots. But the truth is, it kind of feels right to just keep the time slot predictable. So if we're doing 1 p.m. Eastern all through, let's do that. I hope you enjoyed the show. Because I don't have you. Oh boy. Yeah,
that's okay.
We made a clip of the last few. I forgot to apologize for the last live stream. So we were having a live stream. We were having a live stream, and it got crazy. We were telling racist jokes, and we were losing it. And then my internet just broke. It was like,
on the cripple joke. On the cripple story.
I lost it, and I was trying really hard to gather myself together, and then I noticed that my screen was frozen. Like, what's going on? I waited for a bit, it didn't work, and then it turns out that our racist jokes broke the internet. So
Lynn says that was the greatest ending, honestly.
Look, we made a video out of it, and Lynn said she loved it. I hope the rest of you get to watch it. It couldn't. We couldn't have planned it any better, including the internet breaking. Like, I was like, why? I literally was on the phone with Chris and Tracy, and I was screaming downstairs, did somebody pull the plug on the internet? Like, I was wondering who ruined my show. And it turns out that it was neither of those things. It just happened. But it turned out, yeah, well, oh gosh. So tomorrow we're going to have some fun. Okay, today's show could have just been look, the Trump administration dropped the ball. Yeah, they did a bad job, and then just move on. But I'll be honest with you, we needed to do a deep dive and just at least as deep as we could and talk about this honestly. I do hope it came across as honest as we feel about the situation. And I hope that it is something that lives on, the content lives on, and helps other people understand that Republicans and conservatives do not cover for their politicians. We do not. We hate being lied to. We hate being manipulated, and we call it out immediately. And then we make our voices heard at the polls. So we are just, we just needed to do it justice, and I hope we did.
That's like, I think we're set to be getting rid of like 3 rhinos.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, I mean, like, we're putting our money where our mouth is. We're putting our votes where it needs to go.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a half Southern goodbye. So we're breaking it in half. So we're going to be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Hope you enjoy the show. If you're joining this late, the replay is on right after, so you can rewind and listen to what we did say about the Trump administration's handling of the J6 pipe bomb investigation. And we did mention a bit about J6 itself. We're going to be bringing that up on occasion as time goes on. Thank you all so much for joining us on this lovely. It's raining where I am. Maybe it's sunny where you are, but whatever.
It's a beautiful sunny day right now where I'm at.
Awesome. So you guys have some fun, spend time with family, hug your loved ones, even the ones who don't vote Republican, okay, because they're family. And we'll see you tomorrow on the next one. All right. And from Tracy.
We love you guys. Thanks for joining us, talking with us and stuff like that. We always enjoy it. And if you got stuff to send in, send it in. If it's
on the Discord.
Exactly, send it to Discord. And if you've got some tasteless, beautiful jokes to send in to us, bring them on, because we're bringing racist jokes and stuff back.
Yeah, we're putting a premium on racist jokes, so please tell your friends.
Yes.
And send them on the Discord. We would love to have them on the show, and hope you'll enjoy the interaction that we have. I know that video we put out offended a bunch of people, and we're so glad it did.
Absolutely. Just on the offense factor, my daughter, when she was like 16 months old or so, I gave her a rib, and she was chewing on the bone because she was like teething and stuff like that. Yeah. And I literally looked and I was like, somewhere a vegan is crying. So we love to make those woke PC vegan liberals and all that kind of stuff cry. So please give us ammo. Please give us ammunition, because we love it.
And whenever you can, please join us and engage in the chat. Let us know what you think. We're going to be bringing the call-in feature back soon, but we need the chat to kind of let us know that we're ready for that. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, like, share the video, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.